What up?
What up? What up? For the second time, we're live this time. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So, how you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm lit. We'll just I guess say the same things we just said
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
Hyped up about tonight. Super hyped up about tonight just because this weekend is going to be crazy. We got a lot of great games, like you said, and yeah, we'll end it. End today with the Georgia Tennessee game. Very hyped up about it. You were asking me, am I scared? Am I hyped up? A quick snippet. I am hyped up because this is the test. This is the test for us. I don't have to wait till the SEC championship game. I would rather know now than Tennessee be terrible and us playing the SEC championship game and then get beat. I want to know now.
Yeah, yeah. So
I want to know.
I want to know. So I think we decided we'll finish the show off with the Tennessee Georgia game, number 1 and number 3 matchup. Tennessee and Alabama was the biggest match of the year so far, right?
Yes.
So
And
this will
Tennessee will
be this
now
will be
play.
the
Yeah.
biggest coming up this weekend. Major implications in this game, and of course we'll get to that. But we're going to talk about some other things. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Serge UGA, Traveling, Nature Boy, anybody else that may trickle in here. P Digits, what's up, buddy? Um, man, and this is what I was about to tell you before that happened. This is week 10, bro. I don't think the people realize there's only 3 more weeks to go. There's really only
Agree.
3 more weeks of regular season football now.
Yeah, that's
It,
true.
it's
You're saying
it's
how
flown
fast the
by,
season is blown by. Yeah.
especially
What
doing this show. I mean, it feels like it flies by even more, and it's like I love doing the show and every single show and making videos and blah blah blah. But it feels like it makes it fly by faster. Maybe because we're so bad this year, I can't really sit here and appreciate it. But anyway, it's just flying by really fast.
I do have to ask or say this, Nate. I agree with you. Nate says he doesn't appreciate Clemson in over Michigan. Uh, Part of me does agree with you, Nate. More of me than none, but I think it's because Clemson has beaten a lot of good teams, a lot of ranked teams, compared to what Michigan has played.
Well,
Um,
yeah, I know that. So let's start off with that, and then we'll get to the games real quick. Do you have a problem with the playoff poll?
no, no, especially as a Georgia fan, I definitely don't. I mean, this we have not. We've talked about this, bro. We struggled way too much for us to be try to be number one. I think Tennessee has the bigger body of work. I think Ohio State has played well enough and not terrible enough to move down any to stay at that two spot. Georgia's at number three because we haven't done anything to drop, but we're also you can tell the power ranking we're not there. So yeah,
This is very true. Yeah, and so Nate has a problem with Michigan. Now, you got to look at Michigan's schedule, Nate. They've got one of the easiest non-conference schedules in the country. So they take that into account. Now, if you beat Ohio State, none of that matters. So Nate, just look
agreed.
forward to that, buddy. This is an early college football playoff poll, so none of this matters. Like Georgia number 1, Tennessee number 3. None of this matters if Georgia goes out there and beats the doo doo out of Tennessee. Same with Ohio State and Michigan. All this is going to change if TCU goes out there and loses. The one thing that I have seen people complain about is TCU being over Bama. And I do understand that because TCU is undefeated. Bama has one loss, although the one loss is to the number 1 Tennessee. The reason
Yeah,
I would say to that is why I don't have a problem with it, because everybody, I mean, it seems like it's everybody. I think that if you put Bama and TCU on a field today, Bama would probably wax them. And I think that's where what
no,
the college football playoff poll is thinking.
I agree completely. Uh, yeah, I agree completely. And power rankings are different than AP poll. Like Georgia's ranked
Mm-hmm.
number one, and it's because they haven't done anything to lose that. They haven't played great, but you can't go up from one. You just stay. But
Pretty
power
much, yeah.
rankings, as far as with the who has played, who looks the strongest, Tennessee does look the strongest. So for Georgia, And there's two ways to look at this. I know I'm not trying to give up too much on it. If Georgia wins and we hold Tennessee under 20 or 24 points, will I be happy? Bro, yes. If Georgia wins and it's 55 to 45, will I be happy? Yes. I'm not
Yes.
saying, well, duh, if they win, you'll be happy. Bro, if
Yes.
Georgia can outscore an opponent, Georgia, Stetson Bennett, if we can outscore an opponent, bro, Jesus, that, yeah, anyways, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, like PG just said, TCU's defense is pretty bad. Yes, they are, and that's what I think the playoff poll is looking at, and that's why I'm saying people are so upset about it. But if you put Bama and TCU on a neutral field, everybody's talking about the Bama bias. I don't see Bama bias. Obviously, Bama does get bias just because of the name on the side of the helmet. But hey, bro, hey, party foul. You better chug the whole thing, chug the whole can, have a heart attack.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'll be over here doing this. My bad. I may have spilled a sip of this energy drink. I'm gonna get the cats to lick it up, bro.
Yeah, there you go.
But,
You'd be
yeah,
catching
go
up.
ahead, Bill. Sorry.
But yeah, no, but yeah. So as far as Bama being ranked where they are, I don't have a problem with it. If anything, to be honest, the Clemson, is Clemson a playoff team in that? I asked you this already, but
If you ask a Clemson fan by the name of Huffer Billy Paul, he would say no. I haven't talked to Pete yet about it. Now, but Pete may give a more in-depth answer as far as
he definitely would. Yeah, he definitely would.
You know, we'll know more as the agreed. Thank you, Sir. UJ said it. The playoff committee ain't played nobody.
Neither has any team in the playoff as far as the polls go. So,
yeah,
you know, this is the early rankings. Literally nothing. None of this matters, but it's a talking point. If everybody else is doing it, we're gonna do it too. I mean,
though, the playoff committee has played nothing but group of 5 teams this entire 10 weeks. Like, I'm just saying, huh? Yes, they're literally worse than Michigan's schedule. So,
wow, that's terrible. But is Clemson a playoff team? Deserving of the number 4 spot if they go undefeated? We're not gonna. I don't want to open a can of worms, but
I'm gonna go 70-30. 70-30, 70% yes, 30% no. Part of that 70% yes is who else is? Yeah, TCU, Michigan, but it's like there's not 8 playoff teams.
Would you well, that doesn't make I couldn't say that. Anyway, my only point with that would be, can you name, or anybody in the chat name, and then we'll get to the games because just real quick. It's already almost 10 minutes in, but can you name any of the top 10 teams in the country that are having quarterback trouble or having to switch their quarterback out as far as a top 10 team?
Georgia could be.
Georgia would do it, yeah, but it ain't gonna happen. Right. That was my initial thought too. I was like, well, Georgia, but they're not gonna take him out. But literally, I mean, really, any other team in the top 10. They all have established quarterbacks, pretty decent offenses, and they're kind of sitting comfortable.
Except for Clemson.
Except for Clemson. Agreed. Yeah. So that's the way I'm looking at it. But we don't got to go in depth in it. I was just food for thought, I guess.
Before we start on the games, shout out to my boy Fish and Football. Wait, I'm about to give you credit for something you ain't do. Shout out to my boy Papa Shrimp for hooking me up with cheap prices. Cheap prices on energy drinks. I was able to buy a wholesale price of 140 energy drinks for about 50 cents a piece. And so if I average out 3 energy drinks a day for the next, what is that? About 50, 45 days, I'll die about 8 days in. So yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Good to go.
What's up, Fear to Spear? Nature Boy, I do agree TCU will slip up, which is why I say these rankings don't matter. So right now they don't. Bro. So we'll see. Maybe they don't slip up. You never know. We shall see. We shall see.
And is that not the fun part? And I have the games pulled up, but I'm gonna say this real quick. Is that not the fun part about college football? Teams like TCU where you're like, you're not supposed to be here.
Kansas could have been here.
Getting hurt, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, it really makes me think like that. The brands, because okay, if Florida gets good in 4 years and is back, everybody's gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, Florida's pretty good. But TCU, it's like they're not supposed to be here.
Like, you're not
So
supposed to be here, man. Yeah.
we automatically put them down until they prove it, which is what Tennessee is doing this year. Tennessee beating Georgia, it was like, okay, y'all are decent. Alabama's played terrible, blah blah blah. But if y'all beat Georgia, that's what's going to happen. I mean, well, if you beat Georgia, blah, blah. Fear the Spear says, TB, I got blocked on your channel, sir. I think.
Right, look into that. Right, look into that there, boy.
I hope you didn't, buddy. I usually welcome all Florida State fans. Nobody ain't played nobody.
I bet it was CJ. No, I'm just playing.
I'll drive down to his facility. Okay, go ahead, sir.
All right, my boy. Do you have the game? Do you want to put the games up and me pull the lines up, or what do you want to do?
Yes, let's do that. I love doing that.
Okay.
All right, guys. If you think of any games that you want us to cover, and we don't say them, then let us know. If you think of a game and you want to go ahead and post it in the comment section, let us know. Okay. If a lot of you guys are talking about a particular game, we don't mind skipping to that game, starting out with it. But the one, Georgia versus Tennessee, will be saved for the last.
And we'll go as far in depth as we possibly can on it.
Yeah, we'll go.
Because this is neutral. Well, neutral. Well, actually, it's not even neutral at all, to be honest. But we'll go into it anyway.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
All right, go ahead, my boy.
Yes. Okay. The Horned Frogs will lose the game by the end of the season by a nobody team. I could see that. Okay. Here we go there, buddy. We're going to start off with, oh, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just saw last week Notre Dame winning. Okay. Oregon State is finally ranked. Shout out to Oregon State for busting their tail. They're now number 24 in the nation. They're going to be playing Washington. As we've talked about in previous weeks, Washington started out this season really hot. That's really hot. They started out really hot. And so for them to be playing Oregon State, I see this as a statement game for Oregon State. Both teams are 6-2. So real quick, all I'm going to say, I'm going to pick Oregon State and the momentum. I've been trying to pay attention to them some. One of the kids from this city is a running back there. He transferred from Georgia Tech last year. And he's been able to make a few waves. And so I'm going to go with the momentum and a little bit of the run game for Oregon State to beat Washington. I know it's not a crazy game, but what you think?
I like it. I'm going to take Washington. It's at home. Michael Penix has pretty much some of the best QB numbers in the country. He's pretty much carrying that whole team. But I'm going to take Washington at home. 4.5 points is the spread. I don't know about the covering that, but I will take Washington to win the game.
Gotcha. I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
This second game this defines Ohio State as a whole. This defines Urban Meyer getting random soccer moms to sit in his lap in a bar. Ohio State plays Northwestern this weekend. And correct me if I'm wrong. Ohio State finds a way every single year to be an absolute letdown. And this is one of those games that Ohio State will lose. Am I calling them to lose this game? No. They definitely should win it. But you get what I'm saying. Oof. It's at Northwestern. Ohio State finds a way to mess up something in their regular season.
Northwestern is 1-7. What's their one win? Nebraska.
Let's go.
My boy. My boy. Ain't no way. The spread is 30.5. I might even want to take it. I mean, this is going to be a bloodbath. This is going to be a tune-up game, practice game, a practice squad type game. I mean, this is too easy.
And I want to say this. This is the part of Northwestern that's very odd. They beat Nebraska 31-28, right? Well, then they lose to Penn State 17-7.
Questionable.
You lost to Penn State. Okay, you lost to Maryland 31-24. Like Maryland's a pass. Like you see what I'm saying? It's so up and down. But then you lose to Iowa 33-13. How you let Iowa score 33 points?
I think it goes to show more about just the Big Ten as a whole than it does Northwestern, though. I mean, they're like the ACC has been in multiple years. They're just up and down to me. They just really inconsistent.
Agreed, dude. P digits facts. I was gonna comment back to him, but I didn't have time. Facts, P digits. I got you. All right, so yeah, we're taking Ohio State. I'm not
Easy
gonna take
money.
the spread though.
I would take the
Um,
spread. Give me the spread.
okay. But we're both going with the O. Uh, next we have Drake May versus Tony Elliott's stepson at Virginia. UNC is number 17 in the nation. Drake May is on pace right now to win the Heisman. Now, that's my question to you. Is Drake May winning the Heisman?
No.
And is it because he's a freshman?
He is a redshirt junior, I believe.
Drake
I believe
May?
that. Yes. Yeah.
I think he's a redshirt freshman.
No,
I'll look it
no.
up.
Actually, no. I think you're right. No, you're right. Because we talked about this the other day. I think you're right. And it is not because of that, but it is because the logo on the side of his helmet, and it is because they are probably not winning the ACC. Now, if they do win the ACC, I mean, first off, this guy's not getting enough attention as it is. But playing lights out at quarterback like he is at UNC, he definitely deserves some credit. And if you want to talk about best quarterback in the country, him and Hendon Hooker would probably be on my list. And last year we saw with Bailey Zappi at Western Kentucky. I mean, he threw for like 6,000 yards, blew every other quarterback in the country out, but he was at Western Kentucky. You would think that UNC would be a bigger brand for him to make a statement, but nobody's talking about him. So I don't know.
I gotta hold myself back because as soon as you said Hendon Hooker, I wanted to get right into some Tennessee stuff, and I'm like, whoa, now, whoa,
Nelly, pull the horse back. Come back here, Nelly.
It's at Virginia. I'm gonna take UNC to what's the spread on that? What is it?
2.5. UNC is favored by 2.5. Give me it all day long.
Yeah, agreed.
Way too. It doesn't bother me. Give me that. Yep.
I like it. Now, all right, on to the next. We both are picking UNC to beat Virginia and to cover the spread. Next game, Texas Tech versus TCU. TCU is on fire. This is at TCU, but Texas is ranked as a 3-loss team. And the team that they almost beat, Bama, right?
Mm-hmm.
Almost beat Bama, but then you turn around and lose to Texas Tech. Does Texas Tech have a chance in this game, Mr. Fishin?
I think so.
Ooh.
I do think they do. It's TCU at home. Nah, I don't know how much that really matters. Home crowd in the Big 12 is hit or miss. TCU's on fire this year. The spread is 9.5 points. I think TCU will probably win. I'm not going to jump off the horse till they do lose, but I would take Texas Tech into points.
But it's crazy because Sir UGA made a good point earlier. He was like, they're going to lose to a nobody team.
And
this seems like that game.
It definitely could be. Yeah, it definitely could be.
I'm going to go real quick to TCU schedule. I just want to see. Oh my goodness. They play
Kansas State too, right?
Who?
Kansas State?
I think they already played them.
Yeah.
No, they don't play them.
Oh, damn.
They played Kansas 2 weeks ago.
Gotcha.
Wait, no, Kansas State. Yeah, they played them 2 weeks ago. They beat them 38-28.
They beat them?
Yeah. Okay, so now hold on though. Hear me out. They play Texas Tech this weekend. They play Texas and then Baylor. So that right there. Texas. No, TCU plays Texas in 2 weeks.
Oh, I got you.
They play Texas Tech this weekend and then Baylor the third week. One of those games. It's going to be one of those games.
They're going to drop one. At the very minimum, they're going to drop one.
Now, if they don't, I will shut up. If they don't and they go undefeated the rest of the season with that kind of schedule for them, I'll shut up.
And I've been high on TCU. Really, I really have. Max Duggan has been playing out of his mind. The running back there, I forget his name. He's absolutely amazing. Chunk plays all day, not even a problem. But it just seems like they're gonna drop one. Yeah, and they're definitely going to. They're definitely going to.
Last thing I'll say about it, Nature Boy makes a great point. It's at Texas next week and at Baylor the following week. Like, yeah, bro.
And I don't care if
Texas
Baylor's
is
been disappointing. Baylor still can upset them.
agreed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so pick a TCU to beat Texas, but not to cover the spread. Is that correct?
Yeah, 9.5 points. Yeah, I would take Texas Tech. Yeah, probably so.
Okay. Next game. This is a sleeper, but I say sleeper because it's gonna put me to sleep if we talk about it for more than a minute. Tulane versus Tulsa. I'm just gonna pick Tulane. It's at
I'm picking
Tulsa.
Tulane. I
No,
said, I'm riding a train. I'm on a train.
know nothing about Tulane. This next one is kind of a sleeper. It's almost like the movie you put on and you doze off a little bit in the boring moments. UCF plays at Memphis. UCF's number 25 in the nation. I'm just gonna go ahead and pick UCF.
What's this damn point spread? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, facts.
I'm picking UCF too. Memphis, ever since Norvell left, Memphis has not been good.
Yeah.
Haven't been terrible, but not been too good. I don't see the spread on this.
CJ with the Shacked in a Fool joke of the year. He says Tulane takes 2 lanes to drive. Okay, away from the spread, I say we just skip that, bro. CJ with the funny. I like it. CJ with the jokey jokes and the Nate the Great with the sidey sights. I like it. But look, we're just gonna skip that game, okay?
Yeah, I ain't worried about it.
Oklahoma State at Kansas. Oklahoma State just lost, and when I mean lost, they got the honky tonk beat out of them, my good sir. They lost 48-0 to Kansas State.
Yeah, they did. 48-0 without Adrian Martinez. Without Adrian Martinez, the backup quarterback was playing in this game. He went 16 for 27, and they beat Oklahoma State that bad. 48,
bro. How you do that?
That's nuts, man. That's nuts. I think I saw 3 interceptions were thrown. That still does not explain losing that bad.
It
doesn't.
That's like a senior prank. Hey, what y'all want to do? Hey, let's not score at all, bro. Well, we're not going to get.
We'll confuse the team next week, and then we'll beat the crap out of them.
Oh, yeah. So what are we going to do? If you're going to score, fumble. Oh, okay. If you're going to score, just drop the ball. I'll act like I'm mad. You act like you're upset. Yeah, we'll just, then after the game, be like, gotcha. Like 48-0. That's stupid, dog. I'm sorry. Oklahoma State plays at Kansas. I really want to pick Kansas to win this game, but I don't see it. I think Oklahoma State goes into this game pissed off, bro. Like pissed off, dude.
Man, you kind of took the words out of my mouth. After losing that bad, as good of a team that they've looked like this year, I don't know if Jalen Daniels for Kansas is back this week. I haven't heard any news on it. So
me neither. And I've been trying to keep up with it.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna take Oklahoma State too. I think this is the classic overreaction. You see 48-0, and shit. Me and you both did it. I mean, we look at it and say, "Holy hell, how did that happen?" I think it's the classic overreaction. I think if Jalen Daniels is still out, I think Oklahoma State beats them. Definitely do.
Okay, I like it. All right, here there, buddy. Next game, we are going into. It's a decent game. Penn State at Indiana. I don't know what the spread is, but I'm going to take Penn State to cover the spread.
I lost my sheet, but yeah, I'm
while you're looking for it.
Yeah.
No,
go ahead. Go ahead.
While you're looking for it, CJ has another one. Well, if Dorothy is still in Kansas, then Kansas will lose. CJ is on it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Give a round of applause.
Are you Googling or something? What's going on here?
I don't know. He's he probably got like a whole room full of like
out there
20
tapping
people.
his shoes.
Yeah. They all like say this, say that,
Hey,
guys, one at a time.
Dorothy ain't played nobody. Dorothy ain't played nobody. Yeah,
Facts, bro. That's facts, bro.
that's
All
facts.
right.
All right.
Uh,
Penn State
yeah.
though, uh Indiana's so bad. Penn State also came out this week and said that the quarterback situation is under review. What does that mean? Sean Clifford's done, probably. They got a
I
5-star
hope.
on the bench that's has way higher potential. They have already lost
Yes.
2 games this year to Michigan and Ohio State, the two biggest games that they needed to win to accomplish any goals that they needed to accomplish. If
Agreed.
you play Sean Clifford, 6-year starter, or however many years he's been there, anymore in this season, all you're doing is taking away snaps from the freshman 5-star. You change the quarterback right now, and so
Amazing, dude.
that's what they're doing. And
I
shout out to them.
love it.
That's what they should do. Drew Alar has much more potential than Sean Clifford has in his pinky, and I really do think that.
That's everything you said. I couldn't have
Now,
said it
will they
better
cover the
myself,
spread
man.
if he plays? I don't know, but Penn State will win the game.
But I love what you said. You're taking away snaps. I love that
Mm-hmm.
completely. Anybody who's been on here, anybody who knows me personally, like you guys, I'm addicted to that kind of stuff. I'm addicted to development. And when you have a guy like he said that's in 6th year, and then let's also add the fact that they have a running back who's a true freshman who's a beast. Why would you not? Why
I
would you
know.
not start the
Yeah.
quarterback with him and let them grow together? Like Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence, one of the perfect running back quarterback combos year for year that we have ever seen. Like
Mm-hmm.
same year, grew together. Anyway, so anyways, yeah.
No,
I'll
I
shut up,
completely
sir.
agree. And the
Uh,
quarterback's like 6'3", 6'4", 220. Like he's built just about as good as he can be to be a big time quarterback. Clifford had an NAL deal. Yeah,
sir,
probably facts.
he's still talking about Martinez ain't played nobody. Facts,
Adrian
bro.
Martinez. Man, cabrón.
Martin.
Cabron. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we're taking Penn State for sure. Hit me with the next one.
Uh, this one I can talk a little bit more about because after this one we have Tennessee, Georgia. Guys, if there's a game that you can think of, we're just naming the games that the top 25 teams are playing. If you can think of a game that's not top 25 that you want to say, go ahead. But we have Syracuse versus Pittsburgh we're about to talk about, and then Tennessee versus Georgia afterwards. We know we'll indulge in the
Oof.
Tennessee versus Georgia talk. But Syracuse versus Pittsburgh, and it's at Pittsburgh. I'm going to take Syracuse to wake up. You know
Oof.
how we talked about the whole emotional draining of Wake Forest losing
Yes.
to okay. Oh, I didn't know
Yeah. Yeah.
that
We'll get
that
to
game.
that. Yeah, for sure. Hell yeah.
That wasn't even on here. Okay. But you know we talked about that, the whole emotional drainage. I honestly, dude, I gotta say, I think it hit Syracuse more. Wake Forest over the last couple of years is known to be a better program. They've been doing really good. Syracuse is not known for that. So I think there was a lot of hype going into that game, and you thought you were going to win. You're up 21-10, and then you blew it. I think they lost the following week due to just emotional hangover. So I could see them getting up for this game and getting back to it and going, "Hey, let's make a good bowl game." What do you think?
I completely agree. Now, let me pull this up because I said this. Oh shoot. I said this in the past. I think this was on another stream, but Syracuse, this was like 2 weeks ago. I said that they were going to take 5 L's in a row. It was going to be NC
You said it was
State,
possible. Yeah.
Clemson, Notre Dame, Pittsburgh, Florida State, Wake Forest. Now they beat NC State. They've lost to Clemson and Notre Dame. They got Pittsburgh next, Florida State next, and Wake Forest next. Tough stretch of games. Since they beat NC State, of course, because Devin Leary wasn't there, I'm going to continue with my same train of thought. I think they lose 3 more straight.
I could see them winning this weekend and then losing the next two. Uh, y'all, I apologize. I saw the Georgia Tennessee game and I realized it's like Fisher was saying earlier. It's in the middle of the pack. I know we are going to talk about this game for more than 5 to 10 minutes, and we only have 20 minutes left till Pete goes live. So I'm going to really skim over some of these next games. We're going to go fast, okay?
Yeah,
Cool
we'll go
fishing.
as fast as possible. We just got to try to get our points out there. But yeah, that's what we'll do.
I'm going to take Syracuse though to beat Pittsburgh in this game. You're saying you think Pittsburgh will lose or will beat Syracuse?
Pittsburgh's favored by 3.5. I'm gonna take Syracuse. I think they lose out the rest of their games until they play Boston College, and they'll end the season 7-5, something like that. What's up, Slay? Slay.
What's up, big dog? All right, so you got Michigan State versus Illinois. We're going to take Illinois just because Michigan State seems to fight.
Give me the
really
Fighting
hard.
Illini, bro.
What about the Fighting Michigan State? They fight too, bro.
Nah, well, they definitely fight, but
that's what I'm
the
saying.
Fighting Illini fights in games. They fight out, after the game. So,
but that's what I was saying. Michigan State definitely is really
give me
good.
Illinois, bro.
Yeah, facts. All right. Yeah, we'll take that. Michigan State's a terrible football team. We all know that, and it is what it is. No offense, Michigan State. Don't
you want to just
take offense and
cover it
find me in the hallway
real quick while we're at it?
Yes, go for it.
You want to just cover it while we're at it?
Yeah.
Go for so if anybody didn't see, and give me the backstory if you see anything or heard anything different. But pretty much there was some chatter. Obviously, Michigan and Michigan State's a big rivalry in college football, so they were chatting at each other. The game was really close early in the game. Michigan ended up pulling away from it, but a little bit of taunting going on, some chatter on the field. Anyway, some player decided there's one tunnel in that stadium to go to the locker rooms, right? So Michigan State is going back to the locker room, and there's one lone Michigan player in there, and I don't know what happened. See, this is what I want to know, or if y'all know, but all I know is from what I saw, they beat the shit out of him. Pretty much, some nose damage. I think nose surgery was needed, things like that. So, yeah, from what I know, that's what happened.
So there's actually two players from Michigan that got jumped.
It was two, yeah, but one got hurt, I think.
One got the broken nose, and then another one, he was recovering from an ACL or something. But this is the part too that kind of got me, because I saw the video of the fight, and I'm like, okay, I see it, blah blah blah, and it's like, well, I want to know more. What else happened?
Yeah.
And then they show footage from the field, and they show the player from Michigan while Michigan State's team is walking into the locker room. Michigan is behind them, waiting on them to finish going to the tunnel. The Michigan player is on the side of the entire Michigan State team, like pointing at him, and you could tell he's taunting them. He's talking crap, so much crap. And for some odd reason, he goes into the locker room with them at the same time, or into the tunnel with them at the same time, instead of going back to his teammate.
Yes.
So it's like, is it right, Fishing, for somebody to rob you of the $10,000 that you were waving around walking down the street at 2 a.m. with? That's bad. They robbed you. They should go to jail. But what you doing walking down the street with money waving it around?
You ask for problems, you're going to get problems.
Exactly.
And
what's wrong with you?
Yeah, what CJ said, are there any charges? Harbaugh has came out and said that they've hired a lawyer, and they're pretty much a lawyer. They've hired a lawyer, and they're going to press charges to the fullest extent. And they're talking like big. Obviously, it's a rivalry, and then they catch them doing something like this. Michigan is going to do anything they can to screw Michigan State program up as much as possible, and that's what they're going to do.
That gap. Yes,
that's what they're going to do.
Michigan State's going to do their best to. We're going to suspend them before you get to them. That way, we look. You know what I mean? It's a battle of the first.
Yeah, they'll try, but if it goes legally, like as far as assault charges and stuff goes, it's such a big deal now. I don't know what can really happen to kind of dumb it down. Michigan's kind of sitting up atop and just looking down on them right now. It's not looking good for Michigan State. 8 players suspended. I think it's for the whole year, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah. Well, tell me your opinion on this. I think the charges will be lessened once the judge or the jury sees the player taunting them and going into the tunnel with them. Will there be charges? Yes. But it's one of
Very
those where,
possible.
because, okay, if you're walking with a group of 10 people and one guy runs up to you and he's talking crap, if he punches you in the face and then all 10 of your friends jump him, is he still in the right? You're still in the wrong? We don't know. We don't know who started it. That's my point. We
Yeah.
see what's on the outside right now. You know,
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll kind of end it at this, but legally, whoever throws the first punch is really in the wrong because it's words
agreed.
versus assault. But at the same time, this is college football. This is big time thing. So we'll see what happens. It ain't. It's not guaranteed. People are going to get sued or thrown in jail or anything like that. So we'll see.
Agreed. Great point, P digits. All right, next game, Liberty versus Arkansas. Liberty is number 23 in the nation. Arkansas is unranked, and it's at Arkansas. I am going to pick Arkansas to wax that tail. I think Liberty's good, but they unranked because of who they played.
I lost the
You know,
damn point spread again.
it's all good. I got it right here, bro.
Let's get yeah. Uh, you know, Hugh Freeze is trying to prove himself right now, so he's going to try everything he can because he wants. Let's be real. He wants to be in contention for the Auburn job. He might try to make
Fact.
this game really close as possible, if not win.
You
Arkansas
know
has
the
not been the same as they have been either.
I know, dude, and I think it's not just the Auburn job he's in contention for; it's West Virginia as well.
Mm-hmm.
West Virginia fans have been going nuts talking about him being the next. So, any question marks out there? I like what you're saying. I think Hugh Freeze tries to answer him this year, bro.
Sir UGA,
Yeah.
that's yeah, facts. Yeah, no, yeah, I agree. I do think Arkansas wins, but I can see Hugh Freeze really trying to keep this game close, if not trying to make a point, because, like I said earlier, it's week 10. We've only got 3 more weeks left, and not only for us fans, but it's for coaches too. So everybody looks at the opportunity the same way. I think he'll try to make it as close as possible.
Uh, we have 3 games what we need to try to cover in the next 4 minutes. Okay. Just because I want to have the last 10 minutes to talk about Georgia, Tennessee.
Yeah.
But
Run through it. Let's go
okay.
Florida A&M. Let's go. Let's get it.
Well, before we do that, I want to say the P digit still. I agree. The fuse had been lit. Everybody saw it was getting there. Why weren't actions taken beforehand? Why did somebody not go and get that player? Why were there
Yeah.
not coaches or security walking with the team when there was already chirping? There was already agree P digits. But you said Florida versus Texas A&M. Is it at Texas A&M?
Well, let's stop rushing. I don't want to rush too much. We'll finish when we finish, but we're not going to go too long. But yeah, and I also saw a video of Mel Tucker getting hot too, and he was talking shit. So I don't think Mel Tucker was exactly keeping his players safe and guarding them. I saw a video of it too, but just pointing that out there. But anyway, yeah. What do you think about Texas A&M versus Florida? This is at Texas A&M. Spread is, I think it's favored A&M by 3.5.
There's 2 ways to go, and I know this sounds so like cliche when I say this.
I'm gonna put this up here for the people real quick too. And TB, you're welcome to check this out. But I want to put this up because I saw it earlier, and maybe it will. Damn it, man! Hold on.
Facts, nature boy. He's saying Pete won't care, and I gotta remember. I know he plays music for the first part, so yeah, we do have more time.
Yeah, we're just trying to, But here we go. I'm gonna pull this up and let y'all take a look at it, just for a little bit of a comparison. But go ahead, TB.
Okay. Okay. While you guys are looking at that, I'm just gonna name off. I think for Florida, what usually happens when teams play Georgia, we know that Florida is in their not just a rebuild year, but a first year with Billy Napier. What you have seen is Billy Napier create a more complete team than any of the past few coaches have at Florida, not just one sided. And after watching the game against Georgia, from my standpoint, my view, it seems like Florida, as soon as they got that little bit of momentum, they were trying. It wasn't like they went into that game thinking, "Oh man, this is we're gonna lose." Blah blah blah. No, dude, they went in, and as soon as they got that little bit of blood, they took it. I see them getting blood earlier in this Texas A&M game, and I would not be surprised one bit if Florida puts it on Texas A&M. Not saying that they're going to win by 30, but I could see them winning by 2 touchdowns.
Man, it's tough. It's tough. Just looking at that, I mean, both of these teams are really, really similar in a lot of ways, right? Both struggle on offense. Texas A&M's rush defense is really good, but their secondary, or no, it's the opposite. The secondary is really, really good, but their rush defense is terrible. Our rush defense is terrible. We have good running backs. They have good running backs, including A-Chain. It's hard to really tell how this game is going to go. The one thing, they're playing Connor Wegman, the 5-star quarterback that played last week, his first start ever, takes him to a win. Or no, they lost, right? Anyway, whatever. No, but he played real strong in the first half. Kind of in the second half, it kind of, a little bit of separation. I think 28 of 44, 338 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So he didn't play bad. It's the best A&M's offense has looked all year playing him. So that's one thing. You don't have much film to prepare for him. They've got the number 1 wide receiver recruit in the in last year's class, and Everett Stewart, which made a crazy one-headed catch last week, and I think he'll continue to do that because he's just that good. He's just that good. I want to pick Florida just as like a bounce back factor, but A&M, I've just got a feeling A-Chain is going to run all over our defense. At the same time, it's a tough pick,
I know
man.
It's tough. I know you're trying to be non-biased. Like I get it. I mean,
yeah, and you look at the stats. I mean, A&M is worse defensively than us in some stats, other than rush defense. Like they're that bad in defense too. I mean, they're 3-5. They are a bad team.
Yep, I know.
Like I said, though, offensively they're kind of improving, assuming it continues. I'm going to take Florida, man, but this could be a close game, or I don't know. But the fact remains that it is actually sad that this is going to be one of the lower end SEC games of the week, and this could have been a big matchup, a really good and big matchup, had both teams not pretty much sucked it up all year.
Yeah,
could have been a lot bigger, but I guess I got to take Florida, and that's, you already know me. I'm not biased, but I would not surprise me at all if A&M won this game.
It would surprise me, and I guess because I'm trying, I'm on the other end. But Texas A&M having a good quarterback is great. Having a young one, that's good. But I just see AR-15. I don't see him playing the same defense this week. I see him being able to scramble and get back to doing what he does best. But even though Texas A&M has a good defense, I still think AR-15 comes back. I think he comes back hot too. I'd love to see
him. Man, I hope so. Nature Boy, 55.5 seems high. I think 55.5 as the over-under is probably perfect for this game. You got to look what Florida's done this season. Florida has scored anywhere from 20 to 34, and that's pretty much their average, especially on Power 5 teams. And Florida's defense is terrible. They're going to give up 20-plus points easily. So I think 55.5 is actually perfect for this game, which is why I wouldn't take either of the over-under. But, yeah.
CJ makes a good point. He was talking about Texas A&M the last time that they played Florida. Dan Mullen was complaining about the crowd. This was during the COVID year. He was saying the crowd played a big part in them winning that game.
Yeah, and the crowd will play a big part. I mean, College Station is one of the biggest crowds in the SEC. Actually, it's top 3. So it will play a part. Also in 2020, I mean, they had Kellen Mond and a good offense too. They don't have that now. They had a way better team then. They're not good now. So, all righty. What you got Florida?
Yeah,
I like it.
Picking the Gators.
Picking the Gators. It's at least. I mean, if I'm gonna be the only one, I gotta have somebody beside me. I like that, Sergio. Yo, look, shout out to the chat. They got my back.
And I think people. We all like to troll anybody and everybody, but there are some times where you're just like, I can't. I can't troll myself on this, or I can't troll you on this one.
And you know how much I hate Jim. You know.
I know, but still, like even putting all that to the side, it still is.
It's still, yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Agreed. So yeah, we're picking Florida, and we'll pick the. I'm gonna pick the spread. I don't even know what it is, but I'm gonna pick the spread. It seems like a 7.5 game.
3.5. Yeah, 3.5.
3.5. Okay.
I think A&M's favored by 3.5.
Oh, yeah, I pick Florida.
There's a little money line pick for you there, buddy. Let's do Notre Dame, Clemson. We'll get into Tennessee, Georgia, and then we'll go ahead and kick it off. But
okay,
Notre Dame, Clemson at Notre Dame. Oh boy, what's your first thoughts about this?
Notre Dame is playing a lot better now than they were earlier in the season, and Clemson, that is the last thing that they wanted. And the reason I say that is Syracuse. If Syracuse can put up 21 points in the first half, but not just put up 21 points, but hold you to 10 points, that means their defense was playing well enough to keep you at 10 points. Notre Dame's head coach was a former defensive coordinator. So what do you think he has been doing this entire week? That boy been studying. That man been studying that entire game. How do we keep them at 10 points? So all I'm saying is that I'm not saying Notre Dame's going to win this game, but Clemson fans know exactly what I mean. Clemson fans know exactly what I mean. That this is not a gimme. This is not a gimme. That's all I'm gonna say. This is not a gimme game.
These are 3 straight really tough games to pick. Not even because emotional investment, they're just tough to pick. Notre Dame, like you said, has been playing a lot better. Clemson's struggling offensively. Notre Dame is holding people to 20, 30 points on occasion, but 20 points usually they're holding teams to. The backup quarterback, Drew Pine, Tyler Buckner's been hurt all year because, from the first game of the year. He's consistently getting better, but this is what I did see. He threw 280 yards one game, 216 another game. Other than that, this man is throwing like 130 yards a game. So if that gives you any indication about how they're playing this year, Notre Dame is definitely playing a little bit different. Yeah. How would that match up with Clemson, especially with Clemson's defense? I don't know.
And I'm curious as well. I agree. Is Clemson's defense going to bring it? If they bring it, then you won't be down 21-10 at halftime.
Yeah, and see, I want to pick Notre Dame so bad too, but are they going to be able to scheme around? Let me take this thing off the screen. Are they going to be able to scheme around Clemson's defense? I don't think so. I just don't. Offensively, I just don't think they have the firepower. I don't think that Clemson's not necessarily going to be like lights out in this game or play amazing offensively, but I think the defense will be enough in this game to shut Notre Dame down, and I don't think Notre Dame's offense is just good enough.
Agreed. I agree 1,000%. But it will be a good game to watch. This will be one that I'm watching. Me and Fishing will probably be talking to each other throughout this game just because this is a very big pay attention to me game.
Hey, this is definitely upset alert. Don't get it twisted. This is upset alert. Wow.
Agreed.
There we go. This is upset alert.
All right. This not last one, but this other one I didn't want to forget, bro. We said we're going to do Clemson Notre Dame, go to Georgia. Quick. Alabama plays at LSU.
See?
Yes.
Hey, let's talk it, bro. Let's talk it. Let's do it.
Okay. My thoughts on this game. Bama has already shown you that they've been shaky here or there. They actually play an amazing game offensively and still get beat by Tennessee. Amazing offensive game. 55 points in a game is amazing. I don't care what you say. Or 50, 51, 49, whatever it is. So great for that. LSU is playing a lot better. And I know nobody wants to hear this except Florida State, man, but LSU is a better team than people think. LSU beat the number 7 team in the nation last week 45-20. Not 45-41, not 51-49 or 52-49. We're talking about 25 points. So, I don't know. You're saying
what Tennessee beat them by?
By 3, 52-49.
Tennessee?
And it's like, yes, Tennessee beat Alabama 52-49.
Oh, I thought you talking about LSU.
Oh, no. I was just saying LSU has a better defense than Tennessee, but their offense is nowhere near Tennessee. So in my eyes, it's really going to be a battle of can LSU's offense keep up? See, Sorgi, because Bama not going to slow down. Bama don't care. I mean, it is what it is. They'll score.
Yeah, let's think about this. Has Bama played a true dual threat quarterback this year? A true dual threat, not Hendon Hooker. I don't think so.
I'm gonna look it up.
I don't think
look
so.
it up because I want to say they've played Arkansas, but Arkansas is not the team they were last year.
That's not a dual threat either, though. I mean, Jalen Daniels is a different type of dual threat. I mean, he's like Emory Jones, except more accurate, and it's sad to say, but he's more accurate and better with his legs. So
yeah,
and that's exactly what Saban does not like. So I've looked at the stats. His completion percentage has gotten better after every single game. I think last game that he won, he had like a 70% completion percentage. He wasn't throwing the ball much at the beginning of the year. It seems like some consistency has been installed there with the wide receivers. I think LSU is peaking, like I've told you before, and we talk about this, but when you peak at the right time in the year, you never know what's going to happen. Like, they start off slow, they lose to FSU. Now they're playing Bama, and this is kind of like their road to peaking right now. So,
and you could say that for LSU. You could also say that for Bama. Mm-hmm. Bama has struggled, but has started to look better as the year goes on. They lose to Tennessee, but they at least look better offensively. If they do not start peaking right now, like this weekend, then it's too late. If they do not start peaking this weekend and they lose, it's over. They will not get into the college playoff with two.
I would even venture to say if they don't blow LSU out by 15, then it's not looking good for them. I would even go that far. With that being said, I'm gonna take Bama. I think LSU provides a serious threat, but at the same time, I think Bama's going to be prepared for it in more ways than LSU is ready for.
Yeah. KJ Jefferson is not a full dual threat. He does run the ball. He averages about 16 carries a game, which is a lot for a quarterback. But a lot of those are designed runs, though.
They are, yeah.
Like this one against South Carolina, they went 44-30. Had 19 carries for 67 yards and a touchdown. A lot of those are we needed a yard. We need 2 yards. And now you're saying more of like the Jordan Travis style, like the I'm rolling out, I'm looking, nobody's open. Whoop, I'm out. Like, damn, you're not catching me.
Yeah, who you picking? Who you picking?
I'm going Bama. I think Bama beats LSU by 10 to 14. It may be more, but I'm going to say anywhere in that 10 to 14 range. I see LSU playing really well because it's at home and it's at Death Valley. The last time Bama played at a really big venue away, they almost lost to Texas.
And they did lose against Tennessee.
Yeah, and they did lose. Point proven. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes. CJ said in the chat, I guess we got to do one more. I guess we have to, right? FSU and Miami.
FSU. Oh, man, this is an amazing game. Miami right now is on the road to being almost undefeated. If they would not have lost the last 5 games that they've lost, they'd probably be undefeated, or 4 games, whatever it is. They're averaging about, I think, a field goal a game. They're doing great right now. The quarterback is amazing. The offensive coordinator, Josh Gaddis, is up for a lot of awards.
Coach of the year.
will
Since
no
another year.
longer talk about Miami's football program on this show out of respect to my YouTube channel and the Fishins YouTube channel. Until Miami steps it up, dude, not doing it. Florida State, I hope Jordan Travis throws for 7,000 yards and runs for another 4 million. Pick
I do
Florida State.
too. I do too. Not only do I think Miami's going to lose, I hope they lose. I hope they get absolutely drug. Shout out to CJ in the chat. Look, Miami's looked terrible this year. 14-12, 4 overtimes, no touchdown scored. There's been so many other shit games. What were the other ones? I mean, Miami's been horrible this year. Terrible.
Lost to Duke. All of
They
it.
lost.
Yeah.
They got blown out by Duke. A&M, they couldn't score with A&M. Yet they allowed A&M to score on them and this was when A&M was at its lowest. I mean, I'm talking right after the App State loss. So A&M, it was terrible. Look, Miami's just bad. They're just bad.
Agreed.
So
I have to say this to Daniel. He said Bama shows that they're not Bama of 2-3 years ago. Oh no, he said they lost to Tennessee, but take away the penalties, and Bama wins by 14. I mean, Daniel.
Yeah, but you can't take away the penalties.
Yeah, I was just about to say you could take away all the calories that I've eaten in the last 3 weeks, and I'd probably lose 10 pounds. You can't do that. It's not real life.
Yeah.
So it's like you get punished for being an undisciplined football team. You get punished for being Michigan State and having an undisciplined football team, and they're fighting in the locker room. You get that's football.
Right. That's right.
You can take away injuries, all of it.
Yeah.
What's up, Chase? What's up, D4? What's up, CJ's mom? What's up, CJ? What's up, my boy? All right. So, anyways, I guess that's it. We're picking Bama to beat LSU. We're picking Florida State to beat Miami, and now fake
main event. Start us off, my boy. Tell me, what are the main things and the main reasons that you think Georgia will win? Because I already know. I think you think Georgia's going to win. Tell me the reasons why. And keep in mind, Cedric Tillman is back at wide receiver. He is back. I'd have to double check this. I believe the dude that beat the crap out of that dude at safety is back. I got to double check that. But anyway, go ahead.
Daniel, I know what you mean, big dog. I really do. I know what you mean. Okay. You want me to just let it all out, or you want me to give you like little increments? What you want?
Give me increments. Yeah, give me increments. Yeah.
Can you just put a little bit in at a time?
Put a little bit in, and then I'll take some.
That's what you want. All right.
I'll be like a penny slot. I'll give you some when you give me some. You know, pause.
Okay. All right. So, hot dang, dog! This channel getting taken down. All right. So, you asked me what are some reasons why I think Georgia will win. I think home field advantage is going to be huge. I think Tennessee has not played at a venue that they are playing at tonight or this weekend. They have not played at that yet. Even last year, we played at Tennessee and straight demolished them in front of their crazy crowd. So now they're at our place. It's going to be tough. I know they play fastball, but I would love no more for them to try to play fastball and shoot themselves in the foot with a false start here and there because of our crowd. To try to hurry up on a 2nd and 2 or a 3rd and 2, boom, false start, get moved back to 3rd and 7. Like, I think that is one way. I think the second way, Georgia and Kirby Smart, dude, he is going to I really, really think he is going to let Hendon Hooker, the first possession, he's going to let him have it. I really think so. I think he's going to play his normal defense. He's going to see what happens. I think if he scores the second possession, he's going to back everybody up and go, we know you can score explosive, but I want you to take 14 plays to go 80 yards. That's what he's going to do. Because if you can't get all these little bitty passes in, how many times has Hendon Hooker had to do that? It's easy to throw 6 passes to Hyatt or, whatever his name is, and 5 of those passes be touchdowns. That's easy. But can Hyatt have 18 receptions and all of them be for 5 to 7 to 9 to 10 yards because you're not letting them behind the defense? all these. So yeah, that's my short increment for that.
Well, the thing that Tennessee does really well is getting the ball around at different people, right? I mean,
Yeah,
in the Bama win, Hyatt had 5 receptions for 200 yards, 4 touchdowns, whatever it was, 5 touchdowns. That's great and all, but where did all the other receptions and the yards come from? Because that's fine. He scored when he needed to, but you had other people's getting the ball. You know, Jamari Small, running back, another guy behind him. You have other receivers. You got Cedric Tillman coming back. That's obviously going to be a factor. They spread the ball around so well. That is what makes them so hard to defend. And not only that, they run the ball really well too. And they run it about 50-50 as much as they throw it.
they do.
So, I mean, if they're going to run it on you for 5 yards of carry, and then next thing you know, Jalen Hyatt's on the sideline with 5 yards separation, and Hooker's not going to miss. Like, he's going to drop a dime. So this is where it gets really tricky to pick how this game is going to go. I do think your secondary is better. I'm not going to say better than Bama, but I'm going to say you're going to play better than Bama, especially after watching film.
I don't think we're better than Bama because on paper they have just as many 4 and 5 stars as we do, but Georgia by far is way more gajabillion, whatever word I can think of, better coached and better schemed than Bama has been since Kirby left.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Way more, dude. So
I would agree with that.
I want to add to your point, though. Tennessee will not average 5 yards a carry, and if that
probably
happens,
true too. Yes.
If Georgia shuts down their run game and makes them one-dimensional, that's ball game.
And I think when you said that Kirby was going to do what he does, just starting out the game to see how they respond, I think that is what he will look forward to do, is shutting down that run and making him throw. Yeah. Now, if you shut down the run and he throws 60 times a game and still throws it on you, then that's one thing. But he hasn't had to do that yet, nor has he needed to.
Agreed.
And I'm not going to lie. Josh Heupel's game plans and his schemes for these defenses that he plays, it's unreal. I mean,
yeah,
it's really hard for me to sit here and think that Tennessee's offense is going to be stopped. I know Georgia's defense is the best that they're going to face all year. It's just hard to say.
Now, can I tell you this, though? Can I say this? It is the best defense that they will play. And Chase, I'm going to add your comment to this. Did you know this will be the best offense that they have faced all year? That Georgia's offense right now, I thought, was averaging 36. They're averaging 41 points a game. They're number 2 in the nation, behind Tennessee. So we're not saying what?
Well, see, and this is where I'll disagree. Now, you can go by the stats and the numbers and everything, but is Georgia going to score 49 on Tennessee?
That's the part, to me, as a Georgia fan, I don't know. I want to say no because I don't think we score that many. But at the same time, Tennessee's defense will be the 4th or 5th best defense we've played.
Oh, no, yeah, they're terrible. They're terrible. But that's a good point. It's interesting really to think about because...
Well, and Tennessee's not winning the time of possession. They play too fast. So why wouldn't we be able to...
That's true too. But it's like, I feel like unless you're going to win this game on defense if you win it, because you're not going to be able to stop Tennessee. Just in my opinion, I don't think so. Now, can you stop them in a couple of ways? Yes. I don't think you're going to be able to stop Tennessee. At the same time, 45, maybe, sir, UGA, maybe. But at the same time, is Tennessee going to be able to guard Brock Bowers? No. But
see, that's curious.
Brock Bowers and who? Brock Bowers, Darnell Washington, and then who? Like that's the problem there. And I think Tennessee can defensively scheme for that. I think Tennessee's offense is harder for Georgia to scheme against because Georgia has weak points and lack of depth at positions that I think that Tennessee can actually stop at least a little more than Tennessee or that Georgia can.
Definitely lack of experience. I think we have depth, but I think experience. But I'll say to the Brock Bowers and Darnell point, yes, it's great having those guys. They're freaks of nature. But I would not be surprised if Kirby gave one of his speeches at halftime that make people want to join the military, and they just ran it down Tennessee's throat. I
And
could see him do it just going.
Yeah.
Boom.
And I could see that too, especially like you said about the time of possession. If you dominate time of possession in the first half and you just wear that defense down a little bit, and in the second half, depending on what the score is, I mean, let's say it's a 3-point game, Georgia's winning.
True.
You know, yes. I mean, they could come down. They could come out in the second half and just completely just run the ball down their throat and chew clock and do what Georgia really, really does best if they can get up like that. The problem is I don't know if they can. Tennessee kind of starts hot.
No, that's a very good point.
What's up, Dante?
And that's a great point because I agree. There's two ways. If Tennessee gets up by 14 at halftime, Georgia's not going to be able to do that. They're going to have to come out and try to score. But if it's a close game, you already know Georgia fans, everybody who's not a Georgia fan is like, uh-oh, here it comes. Here it comes. The second half, we're more in shape than you. We're stronger. We've been out physicaling you. Like that I think for Tennessee is the pressure / stress of you have to start hot.
Yes.
This is not if it's close, they will just. That's a good point, dude. I've not thought about it like that. That is a very, very good point. And Daniel, I mean, Tennessee scored first last year.
Tennessee can score first all they want. They got to keep it. They got to keep it coming and get stops on defense. That's where Georgia's offense is going to have to do something, especially if Tennessee scores 14-0 in the first quarter. Georgia's going to be sitting there with their backs against the wall, like, okay, we got to do something different.
We got to go. Yeah,
you got to do something different, and not to mention Tennessee's rush defense is way better than anybody expected. So it's like I do think that you can wear them down, but as far as coming out the game and running the ball like that, I don't think it's going to happen. They're just going to stuff Georgia's run game. So you got to come out with some creative things. If you're Georgia, Stetson is going to have to play better, just at least in the first half, to get things started. So that's kind of where I'm at, man. I hate to be like I'm kind of pessimistic because I just think Tennessee is a little bit better, to be honest. I don't think they have the depth that Georgia does, and I do think Tennessee wins this game, but it's just from everything that I've seen from both teams, it just seems Tennessee's going to have to let me down before I pick against them in this type of matchup here, especially with as far as the offensive difference. You know what I'm saying?
And there's a lot of questions coming in, which I love it because that means these people were ready for this. They were ready for this preview. First, Daniel with the UGA has to get a few sacks. Sir UGA hitting it with everyone's forgetting about Monken's playbook that hasn't been revealed. I personally don't know Monken. I can't sit here and say, oh, yeah, he's been saving a lot of stuff. But what Fishing knows, what I know, what everybody in the comment section knows, Georgia has not had to pull out. They have not played in anybody who has given them a test. Yeah, we had to come back against Missouri, but there's nobody where we went into that game going, man, we're going to have to do some things. We haven't thought that yet. So I could see like, all right, look, we're about to hit them with this. We've been practicing this, blah, blah, blah. Nature Boy, don't necessarily have to sack Hooker, but we need to hit him and disrupt him. That's two.
Very
getting
true.
To the quarterback. Did you know, Fishing, Nolan Smith is out for the year with a torn pectoral muscle. Our first round defensive end is out for the year. So Chaz
we meant to bring that up too, yeah.
And so what is going to happen? What are his strengths? Chaz Chambliss is nothing but a pass rusher, Chase Woods. Now, will that help us? Yes, but also Hendon Hooker gets the ball out quick. So is that going to help a whole lot?
Yes.
So you tell me, what do you think as far as what would help in stopping Hendon Hooker? What would disrupt him?
Well, that was what came to mind is first off, there's going to be plays where he's going to probably try to run on y'all too. And I didn't really even consider that. I mean, but they're going to have some QB some design QB run plays for him. Now, the one thing that y'all can do, which is why it's kind of crappy to have Nolan Smith out, is early in this game, if y'all can hit him hard, because this is what Georgia did, and I told you this last week. Georgia plays very, very physical on defense, very physical. So if you kind of come out and set the tone for the game and hit him hard, just at least knock his confidence down this much, that will mean a lot. Now, like you said, it's hard to get to the quarterback for Georgia's defense this year, so we'll see what happens. But
and what I've noticed from Georgia this year, we don't go after the quarterback like we used to. We work on containing the quarterback. And like you were talking about being physical, what happened the very first play against Florida? Literally an on the verge, almost late hit call. The very first play. Mm-hmm. Like in their mind, it was like, no, dude, don't even let him get comfortable. Yes. Yeah. Don't even let, bro, if you think, hit him. If you think he's in that, hit him. And I could see Georgia starting out this game in a sense of, bro, let him know we here. But I see us trying to contain the quarterback more. This is tough because my thing with Chaz Chandler is the question mark. Can he stop the run like Nolan Smith could?
It's tough.
That's my question. That's a question mark.
It's tough. And we're not going to know till we see it. We're not going to know.
Yes.
But I'm just, the whole point of that is if you cannot, they're going to blow the top off the defense. That's just what they're going to do. They're going, I'm not saying they're going to try like it's not going to happen. I'm saying be ready for it. There will be a 50-yard touchdown pass by Hendon Hooker in this game. Mark my words. There will be a 50-yard touchdown pass. And that could be 50 yards in the air and then an 80-yard. I mean, I'm just saying a big play is going to happen against Georgia. It may only be one. It may be three. But there's going to be
and that's the thing about Tennessee, bro. They do such a good job of like eye candy, putting people out there that you think, oh, this person, look out for this person. It's really easy to create an error on the defense with their offense, dude. So that's why for me, I'm like, I hope we play a lot of zone and just let them throw it underneath. I know Kirby's going to try to play man, but for me, the winner of this game,
Jalen Hyatt will absolutely eat if y'all play man.
I know. And if we do play man, we're going to have the cover 2 safety. They're going to have to double him. Because I think you even brought that up, bro. You were talking about against Alabama. Why did you not have help? After he scores 3 touchdowns, you never even adjusted. Like
Eli Ricks didn't play that whole game. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Daniel, I do agree. Man. I think Anthony Richardson wasn't fully healthy. I'm not saying going into the game, but we definitely wore him down. He's saying AR didn't even run on Georgia, and I think that's the part I love though that we got to play an AR-15 in that game last week or this past week to get ready for this. Like the thought is there. This guy can take off and he can run for 80 yards. So
Yep. Man, I think that's all I got for this game. I try to go through every scenario of what could really happen. I mean, what are your final thoughts? I mean, you still got Georgia? What do you think?
I'm definitely going Georgia in this one, even if it sounds like I'm being a homer. In my eyes, if you told me, I don't care the teams, if you just said Team A versus Team B, and you told me that Team A has an amazing offense, Team B has an amazing defense, and I'd go, well, what about the opposite? Well, Team A has an amazing offense, but their defense is not so great.
Yeah. It's pretty much flip.
Team B has an amazing defense, and their offense, out of all 132 teams in the nation, is number 2 right behind Team A. And it's like, whoa. So you're telling me Team B is more complete team. Like that to me is where I'm like, I'm picking Team B.
You know what I will say though? And I'm not saying this is anything crazy, but Tennessee's offense right now is not just a good offense. This is borderline generational for Tennessee.
I saw the stat where they compared it to LSU's.
And it's very, as far as numbers go, very, very close. LSU had way more talent. So that's why I'm not comparing that. But I'm just saying, I'm just saying Georgia had that defense last year, which was generational. This is Tennessee's generational offense year. It'll be gone next year, but this year is their year to have that. So we'll see which one prevails. I'm gonna take Tennessee. Definitely in a close one though. Probably like 3 points. I think it could be very similar to the Bama game, except not as high scoring. I could see like a 41-38, 38-34 type game. That'll be my pick for it.
I won't give a score prediction. I'm going to pick Georgia in this one, whether it's a close game or not. There's just too many question marks for me to try to pinpoint. Too many teams that run fastball will either score a lot of points on you or they shoot themselves in the foot, and there's too many variables. Will the crowd be a factor? Will they cause a lot of penalties? Will Tennessee blame it on the penalties just like Bama blamed it on the penalties? Will Tennessee light up our defense, and then the offense have to score a lot? Will Stetson do what Stetson normally does and crap the bed? Will the defense play good if he craps the bed until the second half, or will the defense get lit up and then us have to come back by 21, down 20? Like, too many variables.
Yep.
But I'm going to go Georgia due to the fact that I'm betting on Kirby, and Kirby has proven to me a lot of the times where I've been like, man, there's no way Georgia doesn't win these type of games. I'm betting on my boy Kirby. That man,
and you just had a good point, and that's probably really the main reason I'm going to go Tennessee is because what is it? 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions in the last 4 or 5 games for Stetson. Is that true?
Yep.
In the last 5 games. That is why I am going Tennessee, because if Tennessee can score even remotely like they can, Georgia, look, I know Brock Bowers is great running backs, Branson Robinson, Dejon Edwards. Look, I just that's where my pick really ends up.
I'm gonna be the voice on the other side of your shoulder. That quarterback threw 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. That is terrible. That is an F grade. That team that he plays for averages 41 points a game. How is that possible?
Yep.
So for me, it's like your run game can't be average with a terrible quarterback and you average 41 points a game. Your run game has to be above average to elite. So if Stetson can play decent, then I think that's a win. But I know that Tennessee is licking their chops right now, trying to force him to throw downfield. They're going to force Stetson to throw the ball, bro. They're going to force him to throw it.
Yeah,
I agree.
I like it, man. I like it, man.
That was good.
I like it, bro.
We gave everybody what they wanted right there. That was a good one.
And people are mad. Hey, Tennessee lovers, damn Tennessee fans.
No, and
hey, man, I'm trying to be open-minded and just that's pretty much what it is. And like I said, I mean, I don't think our beliefs are very far off, right? I mean, you got Georgia probably in a close one. I've got Tennessee in a close one. I mean, I don't think we're,
No. And to be honest, if I wasn't a Georgia fan, would I still pick Georgia? Maybe because I just love Kirby Smart. I loved him when he was at Alabama. But
yeah,
I think the coaching in this game is going to be huge, and I think Georgia oversees or what is the word?
See,
Georgia is better in the coaching.
And that's what I really like about this game, because it's absolutely going to come down to coaching. And Kirby is going to scheme on defense to stop as best as he possibly can with what he has on defense, what Tennessee's going to do. But Tennessee's going to do exactly the same thing on offense. Like, that's why this is such a good matchup, because Josh Heupel's game planning, like I said earlier, on offense has been just unreal.
Yes.
It's been unreal. What up, Dante? But yeah, anyway, man.
Well, I'll end this. This will be the statement game, guys. You'll be able to all see what Georgia's made of. Is Georgia going to lay down after winning a national championship and say that, hey, that's good enough, we're just happy to be here, we got our ring, we're good to go? Or is Georgia going to lose 15 players to the NFL draft, break a record for most players drafted in a year, and then come back and prove to you that we're not going anywhere? We better find out. So y'all
Be a
best
big
believe you're gonna
statement.
hear me yelling. You're gonna
Hey.
hear me yelling from wherever you live. I promise that.
Hey, it's going to be a big statement. A lot of people are saying this is basically an early playoff game, and
Yes.
it certainly feels like it. I mean, this has playoff
Yes.
implications. This could be better than the Natty game itself, depending on how it shakes out. So this is one of the best games of the year
That's
coming up.
great, bro.
It is.
That's a good point.
It is.
Yes. This is gonna be a knockdown drag out. This is gonna be Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier. So woo! Man, that's crunk, bro. You done got me lit. I'm about to go to sleep and just wake up Saturday morning, bro.
Shit. I
doing.
wish.
Like, yeah, that's it for me, big dog. I'm
good too, man. I'm good. I don't think we forgot about mini games. I mean, we went back and retraced our steps. Yeah, we're good, man. I think Pete is live, so head on over there. We went a little bit late today, but I do appreciate all y'all still staying on, even though the fact remains. So yeah, Sir UGA, Nature Boy, Dante, Bulldog JC. Hit him with it. CJ,
bro,
Daniel.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think that's about it for the recent ones. Yeah, but I appreciate y'all. Hey, man, hit the like button on your way out, man. It's this. Just do that.
Cost 50 cents to hit the like button, bro.
It don't even cost 50 cents.
What? They lowered the price?
Oh well, I tried to charge $3.50 and they wouldn't let me.
Thanks, bro. Go Dogs from your boy TB.
Peter is live. D4, yeah, my boy. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Shout out to all y'all. We're gonna get out of here. Catch us live Saturday night, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be going over the game that we just talked for 20 minutes about, and it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be fun.
Thank you, Fishing.
And many more. Yeah. So see y'all later, man. Y'all have a good night.